Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Cooley from the Red Bear Podcast, and I'm hanging out with Ming Chen.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, man. So last time I talked to you, we were at Walker Stalker. This was going back last year. We talked about The Walking Dead. I believe we were getting into the second half of the season, and we talked about Glenn and the whole thing that was going on with that. And you gave away the spoiler that he was going to die. We know it could have been different, but it didn't end up being that way. But now that it's happened, what are your feelings, man?
I'm bummed, and I was only half right, which makes me even more bummed. I love the Abraham character. I love the Glenn character. I love both those guys in real life, and I know they love being on the show, and they're not on the show anymore. And I think when it really hit me was the second episode when they showed the opening credits, and their names weren't around there anymore. I was like, oh man, that stinks. And if you look, I just saw a season 1 cast photo. There are only 3 remaining original cast members left: Rick, Carl, and Carol, I think.
Yeah.
And Daryl. So I think Carol came later. So yeah, those are the 3 kind of original OG ones left. It's kind of sad to see him leave. It's 6-7 seasons. We spent 6 years watching these guys. Definitely my favorite show on the air, and it stinks seeing them gone. That being said, the cast was getting pretty big, so you figure some of them are going to die off. I don't think they're done yet. We're probably going to see more of them killed off this season. I don't like it, but that's just the nature of the show.
I mean, in the comics, you've read the comics. Negan didn't really punk Rick off that badly. In the first episode of this season, Rick was I was embarrassed for him. I felt embarrassed for him. He almost cut off his own son's hand, right? Which doesn't seem like something Rick would do. Do you think there's any coming back for him in this television series?
I think he's got he'll have somewhat of a plan. He's not going to take this lying down. That being said, they almost broke him. It's stuff. He was the man for a while, and then along comes this guy who makes him look like a bitch. For lack of a better term.
It was
and it was brutal, but it's great acting by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan, and Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes. It's amazing acting. I had a lot of friends who watched the episode and they shut it off before they're like, oh my God, he's gonna cut off Carl's arm. I can't. They shut it off. And they came to me and they're like, does he do it? Does he do it? If he doesn't, I don't want to watch anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Like, no, you got to tell me. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm like, you know what? Just keep watching. You'll be fine. I didn't want to spoil it for them. But just such great acting that where you thought, it's like, oh my God. And I didn't think it could get worse. And it looks like it's about to. Just this is why the show is so awesome, man.
Yeah, man. What's up next for you guys?
We're doing a lot more cons. Our Comic Con Season 6 is airing currently right now, every Sunday after The Walking Dead. So we got 16 new episodes coming up. A lot of cool guests from our present and past. A lot of cool items, a lot of cool vehicles, a lot of cool stuff that makes pop culture and comics and our show fun. Makes it fun to be a comic book man, comic book person, comic book fanboy or girl.
And one more question for you, man, before we close out. So you're a big fan of the Walking Dead comics, obviously. You kind of already answered this, but do you see any differences between Negan, in the show and on the comic books that you like or don't like?
I've already seen it. It seems like on the show, Negan's way meaner.
Yeah.
Way meaner, and which is surprising because on the comics they can do whatever they want.
Right.
He can be. There's no limits for him. There's no censors or standards or anything. So I like it. Yeah. I like it where he's hated, but people love him though.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So I don't like him, but it seems like a lot of the ladies like him. They seem just this badass kind of charm, and I'm like,
my wife's one of them.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like, is this what chicks like? I'm like, should I run around with a bat or something? Yeah, but that's not me. Which is also the other thing is I hate him because that's not me. That's like the total anti-me.
Right.
And I hate to see him get the upper hand. So that's why it works so well, man.
Yeah, there's a little bit of mystique to that, where you're like, oh, that's not me, but any given moment that could be me.
Yeah.
Right? Something happens like the zombie apocalypse. You never know what side you're going to fall on. And you can almost relate to, the stance that he took and, the direction that he went in. Because, how else do you survive? You have to keep people in check, right?
Yeah.
When we met him at the convention earlier, and we said, looking forward to see where it's going, and, I want to see what happens. He goes, oh, man, it's coming. He goes, watch this Sunday's episode.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
All right. Can't wait, man. Can't wait, guys.
Mig, nice to chat with you, buddy.
Thank you, guys.